Oh, we put in peace to the family. Peace to the family. We live here. It's Wednesday here in Tubman City. We call it Be More. Well, we call it Tubman City. Let me get this queued up real quick. Hold on 1 second, fam. Get on the Instagram. Oh shoot, wait a minute. Here we go. Instagram. And let me get my Facebook right quick. Do the privacy thing. All right, cool. Yeah, so we live, family. We live here with the real conversations with conscious heads. We glad that y'all can join us. I know it's been a few weeks. It's been a few weeks. We've been gone. Had some things going on. I know last week was June was the June team celebration that we had actually at my children's school, and so we had a good celebration over there, because they was out of school, and we just got together with the family members and had a good time. I had made my no man, I ain't even gonna talk about that, man. I don't even feel like playing with y'all with that, you know what I mean? But carrots that I made taste like like sausage. No man, forget it. With y'all, because I know I can't win with this conversation. No, it was carrot dog.
You had the veggie glizzies.
You know what I mean? The carrot dogs for real, you know what I mean? They actually pretty good.
You were trying to sell us on the veggie glizzies.
Yeah. I might make some outside the shop though, for real. Yeah, I might make some outside the shop though.
No, you good, you got a lot on your hand, yo. Continue.
Yeah. How everybody feeling tonight though? What's going on, BA? What's going on with you?
Hey, now I'm just chilling.
Hold on. First of all, should I be saying BA?
Yo, you can say BA, you can say Justin. I'm not. Come
on, man. You gotta find
my government name, sir.
Can you find a name to go with, bro?
Works for me, brother.
Time I see you somewhere, you got a different name, man.
So one or the other. That's it.
All right. Well, BA in the building. He BA when he in conscious head. You know what I mean? What's going on, Ricardo?
You want to tell us what the hashtag is for, BA?
Say co-host of hashtag GOTDF. That is Get Off the Damn Fence. That is my other podcast that I do on Tuesdays, every Tuesday. We try to be consistent and do it every week.
Yeah, and try to be consistent enough. You know what I mean? His name on there is not BA. His name is Justin on there. So when you go in there, you might be confused because he got a different name on there. So you know what I mean? So I just want y'all to know that, you know what I mean? So you might be on there looking for BA, but he's not BA on there.
Different name, same Negro. That's true.
No doubt. What's going on, Cardo, though?
Ain't too much. Just chilling.
All right. What's going on, Kenny? Did he freeze? Oh man, I thought y'all did the GoFundMe for Kenny, man. With the let me do the GoFundMe for Kenny with the internet, man. He freezes.
That light skinned beard acting up.
Man, he freezing up already, man. Told you, bro, you can't do the cricket. You can't do the cricket internet in your house like that, man. Don't work. You at least try to get Verizon, bro. Come on, man. But yeah, we sit here, we join today, you know what I mean, with the stream. We joined with Dr. Asar. We got him up in the building today. I think it's gonna be an interesting show. And we will continue to go weekly
what up?
With this, brother BA.
Peace.
But we in the building. So man, let's just deal with some stuff. Let's just jump right in. I called the show today are Black People Lazy. And the reason that we called it are Black People Lazy, this was a discussion actually that Kenny and Ricardo had the other day. And it was a heated discussion. It was a very heated discussion, and these brothers was, they were going at it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they went at it for about an hour straight. I mean, and afterwards, they was friends. They was friends. I mean, not that they was enemies when they was actually debating, but if anybody else would have came in the shop, y'all would have thought like, oh man, these brothers about to fight. But it's not like, I mean, that's how it goes sometimes. People be passionate and emotional about their points, but they went at it enough so I was like, man, we need to have that topic on the actual show. All black people lazy. But before we do that, brother Ricardo, do you know what's going on in the barbering world right now?
Just same old, same old. Just you got the people out there trying to humble others over there. Basically, they saying barbers are having entitlement issues with these, with the prices and things like I was talking about last time.
Okay.
Lack of personal development.
Okay. As a matter of fact, we can kind of get into that about black people lazy. Actually, we're segging to that. What you talking about? With us talking about a lot of the work ethic in the barbering community. So we'll actually segging to that before we do that. But BA, so far as the sports is concerned, right quick, you want to update us with the sports?
Well, I usually talk about baseball during the segment, and we the Orioles is definitely doing that thing, but they just hit a 5-game losing streak. Um, with this new blood, this new core, that was pretty much they haven't gone through anything like that. They barely even lost a series before, so that was definitely a hit. But they won tonight, so they back on the winning side of things, and they've been playing every day. I think they only missed like 2 days of off time since like May. It's like since like mid-May. So they've been playing every day pretty much. So they definitely fatigued. But with that being said, they still top 4 in the whole league. Gunnar Henderson is still our superstar, being second in home runs in the league. So, we got multiple players about to go to the All-Star team, pretty much the whole infield, except for second base is going to the
whole infield.
Except for second base is going to the All-Star game. So, we're doing some good things. We're still doing good things. So that's definitely a pleasant surprise, and it just keeps on going. So, yep.
What place are they in their division?
Second, we are behind the Yankees by a couple games, by 2 games, if I'm not mistaken. So, we're not far. We're right where we should be. We got to get some pitching, though. Our pitching took a hit. We lost some key guys due to Tommy John surgery. So we got to make sure that we hopefully make some moves by the trade deadline. That's probably within the next week or so. The trade deadline is in, so we need to make sure we try to get some high caliber pitching because we have one of the best farm systems in the nation. So if not the best. So
how many pitches did they lose?
We lost 2 to 3 guys to injury. Tommy John. Tom, once you get Tommy John, you out for a year. So that's that, So, we all right though. Hopefully, make some moves. We got the talent to do so. So,
okay, cool. Now, on another end, I hear brother Roy Jones, the boxer. And if it's true, I was hearing that his son, he lost his son recently to a suicide. Anybody else hear that story? I know I talked to Kenny. I know Kenny said he heard something about that. But did y'all hear anything about that?
Yeah, I heard something about that he committed suicide, but I don't know more. I don't know many more details other than he committed suicide, and that's just tragic for for anybody. That's horrible news.
Yeah, I'd like to keep his family, him and his family.
I'm gonna look into it.
Yeah, what I mean, because Dr. Saw, what I mean, so far as the suicide thing is concerned, I mean, would you like to speak on that? I mean, I know it's something that's on the rise. I think they said, definitely amongst black men. Is that that to be true?
Well, yeah, I've heard that, but even what's interesting, brother Curtis sent me something today. I can't remember what he sent me something speaking to those in the construction industry, not black men, but men in general. There's rising cases of suicide in that community of construction workers, and also in the black community of men in general. And men are more likely to literally be successful in suicide than women, because men take more lethal means and things of that nature. I didn't prepare for it, but it is something that is real and it's serious, and it is on the uprise.
Yeah, well, definitely keep his family in prayers. I know it's a hit to lose anybody, but suicide, it's levels to this stuff. I mean, I know that's a whole other level. Where you feel like, man, why didn't they talk to me, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, or I could have tried to prevent this, or things of that nature. So yeah, like I said, we definitely want to keep his family and keep his family in prayer. Definitely. Kenny, you got anything you want to before we
Absolutely.
jump in?
No, let's jump right into topics. I don't have anything specifically. That thing that BA shared, I'm sure we're gonna touch on. That thing BA shared in the text messages was crazy.
Oh yeah. I just so happened to I ain't get to look at it all the way, but that was crazy though. That was crazy. Now look, so we in a barbershop, we in conscious heads. We talking about the whole barbering industry, and oftentimes we talk about how barbers very important in the community, have been a staple in the community. Some people call it the Black Man's Country Club, things of that nature, and how important, man, like you'll read when you're reading books on FBI and surveillance in the Black community, you'll see where barbershops and bookstores were two of the most important places they would oftentimes go in and infiltrate and visit, because that's where the happenings, that's where information and stuff was being shared in the Black community. So and then just the history of barbering, even getting back there, what we do, we like doctors, like we talk to people, we counsel people, we hear people's problems, we entertain, you know what I'm saying, like we we tell jokes, we debate. I mean, it's a lot that we do in the community and all, you know what I'm saying. So I'm really high on what barbers bring to the community in general. It's been one of the major businesses in our community and all. Now, very disappointed. I was actually, they had a Umar Johnson stream on, and I was actually walking past, leaving out of the shop. But as I was leaving out the shop, Umar started going in, and he was talking about guys asking, what do we need to build in the community? And so he started talking about one of the key things we need banks, not 51% on, but actually I think we got it queued up so you can actually see it, and so we can have a discussion on this here. Let's see if we can pull that up right now. All right. Then you hit play.
Oh, I got
from your YouTube.
From YouTube?
Yeah, you gotta go to your YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Shit. Okay?
Yeah.
Because y'all gonna let one of these niggas go to the barbershop and say, look, he opened up a barbershop. That don't mean shit to me. Okay?
Let's talk
All right, take it
Talking
back.
about.
I can hear.
Not no barbershops. Real shit. Okay?
Yeah.
Because y'all gonna let one of these
Back
niggas
like
go get a
10 more
barbershop and say, look, he opened up a barbershop. That don't mean shit to me.
Take it back a little bit. Take it back about.
Talking about. Not no barbershops. Real shit. Okay?
Try now.
So we can get the
It'd be better
context
as
what
a
he's
result of
talking
hip hop
about.
existing.
All right.
Kind of fuck
Take it from here.
it up.
Yeah, kind of messed up things if you ask me.
I couldn't. Yeah,
Yeah.
can't give you nothing.
Dr. Umar.
Gangster rap is a cancer. It's a cancer. And the problem with these rappers is they hypocritically make a living off of preaching death and destruction and then turn around and give out a few.
All right. We agree with that part, but some kind of way we had he queued right at the exact spot, but we're trying to get it.
What
Get it
happened?
down
Is
a
it
bit.
frozen?
All right.
That's cool.
But I can go on while he trying to get the clip together. I can go on and say
Okay.
exactly.
Hmm.
Let's see. Wait a minute. Hold on 1 second.
turkeys on Thanksgiving and shit. And we supposed to forget that you out here making millions of dollars pushing death, but because you gave a few book bags out, a few pair of sneakers, some old dusty turkeys, we supposed to forget.
Yeah. So the whole thing of what he's saying, you know what I mean? Because we don't, it's not cute all of it's it's a couple seconds off. But the whole thing he was saying was what we need to be building in the community is banks, and like I said, not 51% ownership, but 100% ownership of those banks. We need to be building educational centers, stuff about education, stuff around trades. But he said, but no barbershop. He said, you know what I mean? Miss me with the barbershop thing, you know, like, you know, well, you heard actually what he said at the end, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was like no respect for the whole barbershop. Now, now the thing is, you know what I'm saying? Of course, being a barbershop owner for, 24 years, knowing the work that we've done in this community, especially in Baltimore and Tubman City, it's very offensive that I heard Dr. Umar saying that, especially when, like he got an institution that he's supposed to be building in the community right now, and it's not here yet. And it's like 10 years or so, you know what I mean? And it's like, we've been doing this for 24 years. And not only have we been doing this for 24 years, we've been having the barber and boot camp going for like the past 7 years, And from that, we train different people. You know what I'm saying? I can say myself that I got 3 master barbers under me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not the, you know what I mean? And not to say all of the barbers that, that we have, that actually have their license and the people that we continue to train. And I'm just saying that, like for him to make such a statement was just very disrespectful.
What's the statement he said? What's the statement literally that you're talking about that he said?
Well, you had it queued up, you know what I mean? As he said it, he said that, you know what I mean, barbershop don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Don't give me a barbershop because it's really not important. What he's saying, you know what I mean? But from the barbershop, but from the barbershop comes, you know what I mean? Like people call us all the time because we got the connection. Man, you know somebody that do this? Do you know somebody that fix cars? Do you know somebody that's in government? Do you know somebody that does this? That's where the connections happen.
So what do you think he's saying? Do you think that he's saying that we don't need another? We have a lot of barbershops. There's an oversaturation of barbershops. I'm just
no. That's fine. That's fine because you know what I mean. Because I think that he got caught into the moment of just saying industries that we really need.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean. Like we do need banks. You know what I'm saying? We do need schools. We do need those different things. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is don't belittle the, you know what I mean, people that's been doing this stuff for a long time, because the barbershop has been a very important institution.
Right. And you don't have to tear something down to lift some other things up, right?
Yeah, like I mean, it could be like we already got barbershops and look, we don't have to build. I mean, we got a lot of barbershops, but how about some people focus on some black banks? You know what I'm saying? And some different things. I mean, you know what I mean, it's a way to say it. But it was just like, man, you know what I mean? Like, miss me with that, man. You know what I'm saying? Barbershops.
And who was he talking to though? Like,
so I mean, it's a lot of people who talk about barbershops. I mean, so barbershops have the bad name. I would, let me say this. A lot of people that was in the drug culture, you know what I'm saying? It's known that a lot of people took their money from the drug world and they would actually go and put their money into barbershops and salons and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So many people to clean up money, a lot of people would dump their money in the barbershop. That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. You know what I mean? But when it comes to like the culture that we trying to build, that we trying to rebuild, our thing is like we trying to take it back to the essence. We trying to take it back to the core of what barbershops. I mean, that's just like, I mean, anything else, like even gangs, you know what I'm saying? The core gangs, you know what I mean, was community driven in general. You know what I'm saying? Not, you know what I mean, like, people going out just, being killing machines. Like we try to take it back to the healing essence of what it actually is. So when I hear that statement, it just, it just triggered me as I was walking out the door. I'm sorry, Ken, you want to say something? Oh, can he hear me? Kenny.
Yo, I was lagging a little bit. Yes, sir.
Man, they supposed to have got that money.
I was lagging and I was trying to post something on my.
I don't think Ricardo got the GoFundMe.
Hey, yo, shut up, yo.
The GoFundMe joint over to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Somebody took that GoFundMe money that you supposed to get a new internet service with.
I didn't fully hear what you was asking me. My bad. It was
no. It looked like you was saying something, but I guess you was lagging because your internet was moving slow. Your face was. Anyway, brother Carlo, you got something you want to add into that?
Yeah, I got something to add. There's a quote and it says, "It takes considerable knowledge just to realize the extent of your own ignorance." And Dr. Umar is very ignorant when it comes to business in general, the business of running a school or even a barbershop for that matter. We got a lot of barbershops in the black community because there's a market for them. People wouldn't be open if people weren't patronizing them. At the end of the day, that's really what it all boiled down to. If people wasn't going to all of these barbershops, they wouldn't be open.
Right.
I think he's, like you said, he's minimizing the importance of them because him being an intellectual, he wants his thing to supersede all other things. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So in order to lift himself up, but the problem is he can't get his thing going. And despite the fact that a barbershop has maybe you could say a low barrier to entry as far as getting it going, you still need some sort of skill to keep it open. You need to be able to get people coming in there to get a haircut. You need decent barbers in there working. There's got to be a sense of communication, some sort of leadership, things that he don't have. You don't see him with no crew. You know what I'm saying? So just even the basics of human interactions on a consistent, regular basis, daily. That's something he has no knowledge of. Right. He don't work with people consistently on a daily.
Right.
That's why you always see him he by himself or he's on a different podcast over and over and over. So he really speaking out of turn, but he has a habit of doing it because he has a doctorate and he does specialize in certain field of study and things like that. But that don't make you all knowing. You know,
exactly.
You gotta understand the extent of your own ignorance. You are not knowledgeable in all things, and sometimes you gotta pump your brakes and just, understand what you don't know and be okay with that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't look. I would not blame that on a doctorate though. I would blame that on. I would blame that on his
ego though, man.
Say it again.
I said, but a lot of times when people accomplish things. Ego comes with that. Not everybody that has a doctorate.
No. But I think the ego was there before.
Yeah.
But so I think now the doctorate just becomes the doctorate becomes a tool.
Yeah.
For him.
Yeah.
You like anything Umar has though. Yeah. I kind of want to give some friction here. Yeah. But I think anything Umar has, and before he even had a doctorate, he misutilized. Umar is just that type of personality. That's what I would argue. And now also with that supposedly doctorate, if he has one or not, this argument around that, I feel he has one. But nonetheless, he hasn't shown it. So at the end of the day, he will misutilize anything that he has. He misutilizes even the very school that he's supposed to have. Like people, I'm not gonna go off on the tangent, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm not taking up for the doctor.
Like misutilizing funds.
Oh no, I mean, and no means do we want people to think again. Because when you mention Umar, when you mention Umar, everybody like, oh man, they hate no. No, it's like when you say stuff and you do stuff that's wrong,
it's disrespectful.
It's disrespectful. That's all we saying. Like, yo, we've been putting in work here in the city. You out of turn, and especially. See, if he had a school, if he did have a school open, he was saying something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I still wouldn't respect it, but I'd be like, well, damn, he does have a school, and he is working with a bank, and and has all this other stuff going on.
It's a little more respectable.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He don't have to tear down a thing that is thriving in our community to lift up something he doesn't even have.
Right.
That's hypothetical. That's fantasy. Whatever. I don't even know the point of his conversation, where he was going or what he was trying to do, what kind of black business he was talking about. Like I told people many years ago, the very plan, the lack of plan, or the very plan, or the very ideals that Umar Johnson put out there was not going to happen. And I'm one who had been in business for a long time, successfully, various businesses at the same time. So Umar is not a good businessman, as Brother Ricardo says. He doesn't show to be a good businessman. He doesn't show to be a good psychotherapist. He's not even a psychotherapist. He doesn't show to be he's not a psychologist. He has a psychology degree. So he hasn't shown to be anything but I'm gonna tell you what he's good at. He's a good entertainer. So we got to give that to him, right? I mean, he's a good entertainer. I won't go into any other choice words, but yes, he's a great entertainer. Let me say that.
Definitely got a lot of great information.
Oh no, I don't know about that. No.
You don't think so?
No, not at all.
Oh man, he got some.
No, to give me one thing. Give me some great information that Umar Johnson has.
Come on.
No,
man.
give me some good information. Look, y'all know I want to come. Give me some good information that Umar Johnson got. And don't give me a snippet like he said we all come from Africa. Don't give me that.
I would say. Well, he do say we need institutions, and I agree with him on that. We need hospitals, banks, schools, grocery stores. What's the other one?
Kenny ain't no good information.
I mean, that's a message I do think that should.
That's a message, but it's not new information. We heard it before.
All right. Yeah, that's not revelation to anybody.
Yeah, Kenny. You know that's not. Look, you being fine. You being cool, Kenny. You being cool, Kenny today. Now you know anybody, including my 3-year-old nephew, can say, we need institutions.
His analysis on, even
his analysis.
No, go ahead, Kenny. Go ahead, Kenny.
I'm talking about doctoral level. I'm talking about doctoral level information. And you should you may find one thing, but
I don't have much.
Brother Jabari, what's the good information he got?
Hold up, man. Hold up. Umar Johnson be on the screen a lot up in the shop. You know what I'm saying?
Look, Umar got money out of me, Dr. So I got this. Look, I'm gonna tell the truth to the world, right? I'm gonna tell the truth to the world. That's Umar got $20 out of me in the beginning. In the beginning of his school drive, he got $20 out of me. So let me put that out to the world.
He ain't do nothing but order
I'm put my own dirt out there. He got money from.
That's good.
He ain't do nothing but order.
You believed in him.
A cheesesteak sub with that joint. You know what I mean? Like he did on the live that one day.
All right, what information?
Probably.
Well, ADHD.
I'm still waiting on the school.
ADHD. That's about the closest that I think you can go. And then it's that's wrong.
Say, ADHD.
Even that's wrong. Even that's wrong.
His school information is wrong.
What school information? What information he got for school?
With ADHD.
He makes stuff up like it don't exist. ADHD exists.
Hold on, this goes into our topic. He did say this. He said a lot of black children are overdiagnosed with ADHD, and they really don't have ADHD. Their parents are lazy. What would you say?
Umar make up stuff. Let me tell you what Umar says. Umar says that we are diagnosed more with ADHD when that's a false. It's actually the opposite. Okay. White children are diagnosed at higher rates than black children. In fact. In fact, most of us are very skeptical of the mental health industry, or whatever you want to call it, right? Phil, I would say we're not being diagnosed. In fact, there's researchers saying we're underdiagnosed. What I'm saying is he gives misinformation. Okay. I am not saying that we are disproportionately or misdiagnosed. That's different. I'm saying that I don't think mental health professionals, social. You can call it ADHD if you want. A lot of it can be called trauma. So what I'm saying is diagnosis can be challenged, but the fact that he act like whatever you want to call it isn't going on is a problem. It's a problem. In fact, to call it ain't no daddy at home disorder, you call it ain't no daddy at home disorder. I agree with that to some degree, but it ain't always the daddies. Anytime, look, I know ain't no mommy at home disorder. I work with children with who have been diagnosed with ADHD, if you want to call it that. You can also call it trauma. You can call it whatever type of thing. But ADHD is really a developmental neurological diversity or what have you. It's a real thing. I know many people, even in this conscious community, say, you know what? Believe it or not, that they benefited from the meds. And I'm not suggesting push meds on anybody, but what I am saying is everybody's case is different, and we should look at these things case by case and not act like things don't exist. And I'm not saying that the information that he has isn't any good when it comes to children, because it's true that parents go up inside of schools and they feel intimidated by the administration when you're the only parent coming up inside of a building and you got all these quote unquote educated people sitting around. You don't feel like you can have the kind of conversation with them and all these type of things. I think all that needs to change. I think there's some things that he has, but overall, holistically, he doesn't have much.
He actually did a pretty good analysis.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I think do you agree with me here, Dr. Assad, that maybe the reason he said he named it, now he gave it a funny name, but maybe he named it Ain't No Daddy at Home because that's what our community suffers from greatly. Is that fair?
Well, our community also knows that black men.
Maybe he's trying to draw attention to that.
Yeah, we also know that black men are the most engaged fathers in this country.
Yes, but we have a big number of separated homes, mommy in one home, daddy in another.
So is there ain't no daddy at home?
Going to lead to the most.
He got a leg. Is there ain't no daddy at home disorder only for black children, or is it for all children who were diagnosed with this?
It affects all. It affects all children, but everybody in this country doesn't suffer from it to the same degree.
So the ain't no daddy home disorder is even that's a disorder for white children as well. You saying?
They could suffer from it too, but they don't suffer from the homes being split as much as us percentage.
So why they diagnosed at higher rates, if that's the case?
Because there's more of them in the United States than us by far.
No, I'm not talking. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about what is it? How do you say it? No, I'm not.
That would add up.
No, it's not disproportionate. I'm not talking about what is it per capita. I get it twisted in my mind right now. But nonetheless, it's all things equal. I'm not saying it's not a disproportion here. It's disproportionately diagnosed with white people. I'm saying.
Okay. I mean.
Okay. Well,
this research is old.
What I'm saying is like
I've been telling people this for months, years, all the way back when he was saying it. Even the other day, he said that he was talking about somewhere in California. Somebody sent me a clip. He said everybody in California was He said all black children in California, every black child is under the reading level or was diagnosed with something. It ain't no such thing as you can say every black child was diagnosed with a thing in the school system. That's ridiculous. Where is that? Where they do that at?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous to say every.
I definitely didn't.
What's up, BA?
Ain't shit, man. Y'all continue.
BA, you look like BA look like he got something to add, Joe.
I don't.
No, I think that his analysis though on racism, you know what I mean?
What's his analysis? I
mean, well,
tell me what his analysis is.
With the young lady, I always forget the lady from the whole basketball thing. He did a real good job breaking that
What's
down.
his analysis on racism? Let me hear it.
Well, he definitely.
It's like going to church and say the preacher preached a good sermon, and then you say, so what happened? What did he speak about? Oh man, I don't know.
He definitely talk about, you know what I'm saying, black men and their commitment to black women. You know
what? Hold on. What did he say about that?
I say he said.
Hold on. What does he say about it? What does he say? I don't want to hear these general statements. I want to hear the meat and potatoes.
I want it to be like what I'm trying to do is trying to give some things. But we hear
here's one of his phrases.
You know what I mean?
We don't need to. We already said good stuff about him. We already said he's a good about him. I'm the first one to say something good about him. What did I say, brothers? He's a good what?
He's entertaining. That's not really good.
That is good. He's very talented.
That's not really good.
Bro, is he not an entertainer? That's why y'all watch him. Y'all watch him. Y'all watch him because he's a good entertainer, not because he's a scholar. Umar's no one scholar.
We do watch him because
do not get fooled by Umar. Do not get fooled by Umar saying he's a scholar. He plays scholar.
See now. Y'all gonna
you need to tell us what he's doing with that money. I know he messing up the church's money. I know that.
He's a magician. Look, he's an entertainer. He said abracadabra. Where is it?
I mean, you know, we're not going to disagree with you. BA. What do you think Umar says that's good for the community? You know what I mean? And some of the stuff he say.
I mean, he keeps it very basic. So that way it's kind of, you know, it's hard to go back and forth. You know, should black people be with black people? Yeah, it's pretty basic.
That's not basic. That's very controversial.
It's basic in the means of if you believe in a whole Pan-Africanist type of vibe. Yeah,
but I get you. But most people, he's talking to people who aren't Pan-Africanists.
Correct.
But
he
has led a lot of people that way.
Huh?
He's led a lot of people that way, that direction.
He's led a lot of people. Do you think that Umar is a Garveyite?
I mean,
he got put out the UNIA. What are you talking about?
I mean, he says he's the Garveyite. He is the.
He said he read Garvey
Is.
No, he's probably the reincarnation of Garvey. That's what he would say. I'm just being controversial today, y'all. So
no, he actually has led a lot.
No, that's cool.
Hold on, he has led a lot of people.
He
Where?
got me for some money, so I'm just.
Where has he led
You
people?
talking about $20?
Look. You told me
man.
Umar led people somewhere. Where he lead them to?
He leads people
Astray.
to knowledge and information.
Thank you, brother Ricardo.
Knowledge and information.
Astray. He doesn't lead them
Astray.
anywhere.
Yes.
He's the
Astray,
only
like
thing that's
Otto
important in this world right
Now
now.
look, I got my stuff.
How many people you think that follow Umar read books?
Probably a lot of them.
No, they read Umar. They listen to his
probably a lot
videos.
of them, man.
No, that
Bro,
ain't
most of
fair.
us don't
That
read.
ain't fair.
Yeah, probably a lot
Most of us
man.
don't read. That's the fact. Most of us.
Ricardo, what
The
what
research.
do you agree with that that Dr. Umar brings
Cardo
to the
says
table?
zero. Cardo agrees with you. He says zero.
Do you think zero?
No,
Do you think
I'll
zero?
tell you what I agree.
Honest.
No, I tell you what I agree with.
Mm-hmm.
We must remain focused, brothers. We must remain focused. That's what I agree with.
All right, yeah.
You
He do try to keep brothers focused on the mission.
What mission? See, I mean,
Cardo
I
gave
get
you a
the
positive.
look. I'm talking about philosophy,
Cardo
brother. I
gave
ain't
you-
talking
he gave
about.
you one
Look,
good one.
anybody can say, it's hot out here today, and it's 85 degrees, so it's hot, and we agree to that. But I'm talking about philosophically, theoretically, as a whole philosophy. What part of Umar Johnson's philosophy? What is it called? Scholarship. What is his scholarship? First of all, that you agree with.
Nothing.
Dang, ain't nobody. Okay, all right.
I mean,
I
he's
agree with black women forever. Snow bunny. Never.
That's
okay.
not
I mean,
scholarship.
okay. You agree with that? You think okay? You think that's enough to do what he said? He's now
That's not
denounced.
scholarship,
He's
though.
he's
I'll admit it.
denounced.
That's not
He's
scholarship.
he's denouncing barbershops because their limits. And now, do you think that philosophy is going to somehow liberate us? Because I'm assuming he is saying barbershops are not adequate
Not at all.
enough to
Not at all.
liberate us. But so that's my assumption here. I could be
Not at
wrong,
all.
but that's why I think he started beating up on barbershops. So very heavy-handedly, for what reason at all? To lift up what he doesn't have?
I mean, look. You know, I started off this thing, you know what I'm saying, because I disagree exactly with, you know what I mean? And I got a lot of disagreements with Dr. Umar.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do think that he has added some culture to the people. I think that he
What culture?
I think, well, I'm gonna tell you, I mean, he has inspired a lot of people.
What
I mean,
culture?
you
what
know what I mean?
culture?
I mean,
look, I
a lot
ain't
of people-
asked you if he
a lot of
inspired.
people-
I'm going with
a
your
lot of-
words.
no,
What
what I'm talking
culture?
about-
What culture? Y'all gotta come in the studio. It's a little funny. What culture has? What culture has he given the people? He is the antithesis of culture.
What I'm talking about.
Culture means that it is a thought out,
He-
planned out. It is a very organized thing. Umar is disorganized. Very what is the word? He's very spontaneous. He will do anything. He is not one who follows a culture. What culture?
He has given people inspiration.
Inspiration.
In the
Look,
community.
I keep
I'm gonna
telling
tell
you,
I mean,
inspiration ain't enough.
There are people.
I mean,
there are people that I know.
I
that,
keep
that used
telling
to have
you.
very low self-esteem.
I keep.
Who was in so-called special education and stuff like that, and he was talking about a lot of people was misdiagnosed with special education. You know what I mean? A lot of that stuff. So a lot of those people actually, you know, really look up to him, and he's helped to build the self-esteem.
I've talked to some on the other side of that though.
There are a lot of parents.
I've talked on the other side.
A lot of parents who say that he helped to save it.
On the other side of it, I've talked to those on the other side of it. I gave you an example. What happened? There's people. Look, let me tell you something. Again, I am not saying that he has not helped someone. I am not saying that. I am saying what theoretically, philosophically, scholarly, do you believe in and agree with? That is the point of this conversation right now. That's where we are. I am not talking about what he's done to make people feel good. What has he done that's worthy of called scholarship?
Now, I mean, you in the same field that he's in, so
Nothing.
I don't, you know, I can't debate you with that. So I mean, you that's what you do, and you got the information and knowledge. I can't debate you with that. You know what I mean? If you saying some of his information is old, I would love to see a Dr. Assaw and a Dr. Umar Johnson debate. I would love to see that.
He would win every time. Why would he win? Because when people are pulled by their emotional strings, they're not going to listen to facts and logic. They're not going to listen to logic.
Building. The Prince of
logic is a process. Emotions they rise and fall really quickly.
I wouldn't say you win not if you got the information, bro.
Well, if it's a fair debate and Umar can't do Big Daddy dancing around the stage and backward sliding and doing all these other things, he will get killed by most scholars out here in the field.
They're gonna have to learn how to do some of that, then, bro. You're gonna have to learn how to dance then.
No.
Umar really don't have no scholarship. He really just uses good talking points that he knows will get the people fired up to donate money. And that's how he's built up this whole following. Now, do I agree with some of his points from time to time when he talk about certain history? Like he'll go into Black Wall Street and talk about how we was wronged. And when he talk about we was wronged, then he got good. He good at regurgitating history, but actively building something, he's terrible.
I would agree.
He's a terrible leader himself.
I would agree. I would agree that he can regurgitate some good facts sometimes. But you also, if you fact check Dr. Umar Johnson, then you will realize how many other facts are just off and made up. I just told you the one. I just start off with look, somebody on my live stream saying that ADHD is real. I mean, it's not real. I mean, nothing's real until you agree upon it. But at the end of the day, I mean, I agree that Umar has some good points. On a different show, someone shared something about that Umar said about white supremacy or the difference between a bigot and a racist, and I had to tend to agree with him on that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got some points, but overall, he is a fraud, as the comment says. He is a fraud, and he's stealing the people's money and isn't producing, and pretty much being like a false leader. But he has talking.
You can't even put leader. You can't even. You good, Kenny? You can't even put leader on it. Just say a false.
Go around. This is something actually Cardo gave me. Yeah. All right, you're right. Cardo said one time he should go around the black schools, people who already have black run schools, and like promote those schools and help build funds for those schools, and he could be a legend like that, and he could really lead something.
Now Ricardo knows better than that, though.
Oh,
Ricardo knows better. Yeah, Ricardo knows better than that. So I just want to make that clear. I know Ricardo knows better than that.
He ain't gonna do it.
Yes.
Yeah, he gonna do it.
Yeah, it would be a good idea, but he ain't gonna do nothing like that.
So, okay, we can agree that Umar's not a scholar. All right, let's move on.
I still wouldn't say yeah.
He doesn't have a philosophy. You can't name one good, strong philosophical statement that you agree with, other than a few little points that make us feel
Black
good.
Men and women stick together.
Well, know
what I'm saying. Black. I mean, that's strong.
Black man. Okay, agreed. That's so powerful. That is so powerful. Yes, we need scholars to tell you that.
I mean, sometimes
we need philosophers to tell you that.
He does rock.
I mean, we're not doing a good job at doing it, though.
He's sticking with
because we ain't doing a good job at doing it right now.
Well, he's sticking with all the women, it seems.
Well, yeah, we can't deny that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
He's not gonna be one of the ones.
It seems like he said, "Y'all brothers stick together, and I stick with all these ladies. Y'all stick together. Y'all stick together." Yeah. Look, and I stay with the ladies.
No doubt. He's not gonna be one of the men to marry a black woman.
He developing a harem.
It don't seem like
Umar need to stick with his children. His own children.
Ooh.
He need to figure that out.
Anyway.
Body
okay. All right. So this started off from the whole barbering point that we was trying, like I said, and I'm not one to be out, and it's so crazy. The thing that's so crazy is that we both worked with Umar before. You know what I mean?
Yes, I have.
He brought him. He brought him down to the cultural center.
I brought him because my organization was like, look, he can come. I didn't want to fight, and I didn't want my ego to be like, look, I had to go with the rest of the organization. But yes,
yeah, and we brought him so many times, here to Baltimore and Tubman City. So, like I said, ain't no hating. You know what I mean? It's just about getting work done.
I love my brother for real. I do.
It's about getting work done in the community. We was hoping that he could open up that school, but it's like it's 10 years.
I never even had
dealing with people, man. I mean, I've never been able to raise as much money as Umar has been able to raise.
You would never. You gotta be something specially fraudulent to do that.
I'm just saying that, you know what I mean, and not being able to do that, we started just a small school that we started. We started small, and look at brother Ricardo right now. Brother Ricardo is a master barber right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's a master barber at the top of the field of barbering right now. He started all the way from the bottom. He started from the point where he didn't need, he came in and had to learn how to hold the clippers in his hand. And now he's out teaching the young people. He's teaching other folks in the community. These two brothers right here, soon, within the next year, they'll be master barbers. Right, right, brothers?
Absolutely.
No, they'll be in the reign of master barbers. You know what I mean? BA, you ain't say nothing.
Yeah.
Damn, BA.
Hold on, I can't. Is he on mute?
No, he did.
No, we just 40 minutes plus talking about Umar. Like that just throws me off. I think we went way too long on this topic. But y'all can go ahead, man. Keep
Why you ain't say nothing then?
All right, let's move on.
I was trying to keep the thing going by just.
You was like, nah, y'all keep no. When we asked you what was going on, you was like, nah, y'all keep on going. That's what you said.
Because if the more I talk, the more we continue the conversation like we doing now.
You're like, hey man, can we go to the next topic? Why didn't you just say that?
Can we go?
Because he wanted to say what he's saying. He wanted to say what he's saying now. If he would have stopped you then, he couldn't say what he's saying now. That's why he did it. He got skills. LA skillful. That's who need to deal with Umar. I mean BA. BA need to deal with Umar because he got skills.
Man, BA.
That's called a major level of passive aggressiveness. He can kill somebody that's aggressive. Brother, I'll put you up for Umar.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yo, let's move on. So the next person we're gonna talk about is Charleston White. And we want to talk about Charleston White as it. Let me make sure I'm saying the name right. Is it Fulio? How do you say the rapper's name?
Julio Fulio.
Like Julio Cesar Chavez.
Fulio. Got you. All right. So, this rapper, I think earlier this week was actually, was murdered this week. And then Charleston White came out with some statements about the guy. So far as what I hear with the young man, he would do some things like go to the grave sites of a lot of the rappers and actually shoot videos, from
what?
I don't know. Are you saying? Go ahead, BA.
No, you go ahead. I was talking to somebody else.
Oh, okay. You was shaking your head.
That's what I was on me.
Yeah, no, but he would do some very disrespectful things. And Charleston White, who also does a lot of disrespectful stuff in the community, but he'll hide and say, one minute he'll say like, I'm doing it because I'm doing what the entertainers do. And but and then I created a whole nother character. Everything I do is entertainment. Then one minute he'll come in and then he'll capture our hearts. Like, some of the stuff that he said lately with this whole thing with the young brother that was murdered. But let me see, I got something queued up here with Charleston. Let's see if we can get captured with some of the stuff that he said here.
Need something, y'all. Man, what? Oh, here it is. I want to read something. So while everybody mad at me about what I said about Gilly, I want to remind y'all of a lady named Tuka's mother. Y'all didn't have nothing to say for over 10 years when we smoked on Tuka.
Smoking on Tuka.
Where was this outrage that y'all have for me? And I just want to say that they made millions of dollars. Chief Keef, Durf,
everybody
made millions
of
dollars.
Said it, yeah.
And his mother never made $1. And this is what this woman said to me. And this was on Monday. What they say? April what?
April 22nd.
It says, good afternoon, bro. How are you? can you please send me $100 so I can start the process to get Tuka name copywritten, please?
100.
And you
$100.
got something to say to me about Gilly's son? And Gilly and them done got $100 million since his son done been dead. This woman asked, she's still getting up going to work. And people have made hundreds of millions of dollars, if not the Jewish community from being in the record industry, the DJs, the rappers, and people, homie, they have made hundreds. And this woman said, good afternoon, bro. How are you? Can you please send me $100 so I can start the process to get Tuka name copy, please? I said, yes, ma'am. I'll send it just as soon as I land in Miami. And I sent it.
For the record, ladies and gentlemen, today is the 23rd. So
today, like 56 minutes ago.
That wasn't no
right now.
Homie, that bring tears to my eyes. I go to getting real disrespectful, because homie, y'all didn't have no current concern for Miss Dominique.
But there's a lot of people that say that you're fooling yourself if you don't think that Tuka was involved in that gang life.
He wasn't. Because if he was, you would hear his enemies justify smoking on him. And you never hear, even his enemies said he wasn't. He was a casualty of war. Little old who knew how to high side, meaning, crack jokes on him. He knew how to fight, and the girls liked him, and he stole clothes to look fresh. He stole.
Go ahead.
Okay. So he was actually talking about and I always say his name Gilly. Is it am I saying it right? Gilly
the kid.
Yeah, Gilly the kid. And so what happened was he made some statements to Gilly after Gilly's son had gotten killed. Charleston did. You know what I mean? Because he was saying that, Gilly was out in the streets and doing a whole bunch of stuff out in the streets and all. And he was just saying that his son was just, trying to follow in his father's footsteps and all. And then I think Gilly responded back and said some things back to him. But when he did say some things back to Charleston responded back very hostile. I don't have all that queued up, but it was just like, man, your son gone. Your son dead. Man, your fun. Check this out. My son, I'm going to call my son right now. And then he was like, your son can't call you no more. And he was laughing. He was joking about it. You know what I'm saying? He said, oh, Father's Day, what you doing? Oh, my bad. Your son can't call you for Father's Day. And so, that right there, man, he was very insensitive. This was Charleston White. You know what I'm saying? But then, you'll hear him talking about the young brother right there in the family. You know what I'm saying? And then, like tears in his eyes and different things. But when you heard him doing that, he was a whole different person. Now, I hear that, what Kenny was telling me earlier, that he went on to apologize about that. But you know what I'm saying, after speaking so reckless, and he was laughing, man. He was joking. He was, like doing the most about this whole thing. So brothers, I just ask, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do y'all feel about Charleston White and how he, to Gilly and how he reacted? And as a man that sometimes who could be a great teacher. So I've heard him sometimes like, man, he on point. And then a week later, he'll come back with some craziness in general. So Ricardo, I guess we can start with you. Like, how do you feel about that? What you're talking about?
Like anything, man, I'm not going to agree with everything he say and do. But I will say this, as grown men, I think sometimes we get more in our feelings over the words of another man than the actions of the man. Sometimes we more upset at Charleston White's words than the deeds of other black people who actually causing physical harm, financial harm, spiritual harm to other black people. It just seemed like we got a little too much smoke for that brother based on what he just saying out his mouth. I'm not saying that I agree with it, like I said before, but I think we get a little too bent out of shape over what the man be saying.
So, BA, what you think
about Charleston?
Yeah, I mean, and I was talking about his demeanor with Gilly initially, and how he made the video. He was laughing and joking about his son being, being deceased and all those things.
If he apologized for it, he apologized for it. You move on.
And let's not forget, Gilly threatened to cause physical harm to Charleston White.
But
so they ain't just come from nowhere.
Right. I mean, but that was done after, you know what I'm saying? Like, he had made some insinuations.
It was done before his son got tried.
Before what?
It was said before his son got fired.
Right before his son died.
Before his son died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like years before.
Mm-hmm. And he had made some statements. You say he had made some statements before to threaten. But y'all know, but y'all
threaten physical harm.
But y'all know that he is a habitual line crosser and stepper in some of the stuff that he said. I ain't even go, I ain't even went into the stuff that he said, and I forgot who it was that he said. And when he talked about having sex with somebody's daughter, you know what I'm saying, the little girl, and he was going, he be out of line, man. He be out of line. I mean, now he when he wants to, he will come on and he will represent, and he'll put it down, and he'll give you a lot of stuff. But y'all know that Charleston be out of line, man. Look at the stuff he say about Malcolm. Look at the stuff he say about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And he'll go and he'll say all this crazy stuff. But but for some reason people want to give him a pass. Oh, he apologized after that. So he went on a rant for 30 minutes talking about this son, how he ain't got his son laughing and joking like a child. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know he done some stuff in the community, but come on, man. You can't be that
I think it's a sign, though.
A sign?
Yeah. I think it's
but
more.
Are you going to hold Gilly accountable for threatening him?
Yeah, I would. You know what I'm saying? But I do.
But this ain't about Gilly, though. This ain't about Gilly.
What is it about?
You always bring up like the response side of it, like you just said, like you didn't start this off by talking about Gilly and everything that he did.
Right,
you
exactly.
Said Charleston White said such and such and such.
Exactly.
Well, who are we supposed to be mad at worse? The person that initiated.
What did Gilly do? What did Gilly do, brothers?
Gilly initiated the whole thing.
I mean, because I don't know anything about like what did he what did he do?
He threatened him. He threatened physical harm.
And what did Charleston White do? He threatened physical harm, and then
but why?
If I'm following this, then
because he
then his son.
He said basically what y'all doing.
Who is y'all?
You got a problem with what I said, so you get in my inbox and threaten me physically.
I ain't even get there yet, so you can't say y'all, brother.
Well, I don't even know. I'm talking about people that got a problem with him, not you in particular.
Yeah, I mean, I may, but because I'm just trying to figure it out first and foremost. So Charleston White responded to Gilly, whoever that is. I don't know who that is, but nonetheless, he responded to Gilly, making a threat on his life by laughing at the death of his son. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, that's not.
So you're saying that he made mockery of Gilly's son's passing?
Yeah, he did make mockery of his.
Y'all don't have the order right. Y'all don't have the order right.
He was asking, okay, so the first thing he said, but I don't think you saying Gilly just out of the blue just went into Charleston's inbox.
Yes.
But what was he responding to? Why did he go to his inbox? It had to be something that triggered him.
He didn't say anything specifically about. I'm gonna tell you what he said about. He didn't say specifically because he had them Chicago niggas on their show, King Vaughn and them, talking about Tuka. They was talking about smoking on Tuka on Gilly podcast. Charleston White spoke on it. Gilly got mad, got in his inbox, threatened physical harm. All he doing is, you got a podcast, y'all got a podcast. We say some things on here, somebody decide they want to comment it. Just because you don't agree with the comment don't mean you're going to go get in their inbox and threaten physical harm.
Right.
So I think
what the man said.
So that's an issue, right? That's one issue. That's one thing out of order. Okay. Because I don't know what he said. But nonetheless, that's out of what did he what he said out of order?
Who?
Charleston White.
He said He said, y'all on there celebrating that music, knowing that it's a young boy. Y'all just played the video of the boy mother out here crying, Miss Dominique. Charleston White talked to that woman on a regular. So he had a problem with the dudes who's responsible for killing him going on his podcast, bragging about it. Gilly got in his feelings and threatened to cause him physical harm because deep down, Gilly know he was wrong for that. You supposed to be the older brother trying to school him. Meanwhile, you misleading him. And then what happened to Vaughn? He wound up getting killed. And Charleston White called him out on that. Gilly got mad because Charleston White holding him accountable. And just like most emotional niggas do when they get held accountable, they don't know how to stand on it, so they won't fight you or they won't cause you physical harm. That's how I started.
Right. But then, you know what I mean, that still don't explain away, you know what I'm saying, once his son, I mean, come on, man, we still black men. We still got feelings, you know what I'm saying? We still human beings. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, you know what I mean, like, you know, come on, bro. His son got killed, you know what I mean? Then you gonna go in there, you laughing, and joking about it.
So this was real. So the beef was real. Let me follow. So the beef was real. Is that what you saying, Ricardo?
Yeah, if you don't know me from a can of paint and you're a quote unquote street dude, right? And you rapping about street stuff, you got dudes on your podcast talking about street stuff, right? Then you get in my box and you threaten to do me physical harm, I'm gonna take you at your word.
I see what you're saying. I think so. So to me, they both
like that. They both.
So to me, both of them are out of order. It doesn't even matter.
I don't know if you can say.
I don't think it's about who started
it, because y'all know Charleston be starting a lot of stuff, man.
Because
Charleston is not an innocent guy, man.
Hold on, can I say something? Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Can I say something?
Speak,
man. They both out of order, right? Oh, all right. I must be lagging. My bad. They both out of order, right? Charleston was trying to call them out for smoking on Tuka and basically celebrating it. Gilly got mad that you making his podcast look bad. So Charleston responds with something even crazier than what Gilly said about his son. Now, where I think Charleston did a good thing is he accepted accountability on the Jason Lee interview, and he said I know I was wrong for saying it. I just sent it to you in the group. It's a TikTok. He said, I know I was wrong. He said, and I don't want to age another year. I don't know what it would take for you to play it, but I sent it in the group message. I found the apology and I sent it. He said he knew he was wrong for what he said, and he didn't want to let another year pass of him getting older without maturing and showing maturity, because he knew he was wrong. So right there, regardless of whoever's wrong, you know, they both was wrong. He dids it right there. And if Gilly carries it any further, now Gilly is wrong. But Charleston White took accountability like we want to see grown men do with other black men. I respect that. And he did it in the public, and he was humble about it. I respect that. I don't like a lot of things Charleston White say. I agree with about maybe 40 to 50%. But in this case with Gilly, I respect how he handled it. He said something bad about Gilly publicly, and he publicly apologized to Gilly. I think that took a lot of manhood. That took a lot of humility, and I think that took a lot of courage to do. That's all I got to say.
Hold up, before we go on, what is the you said a meeting?
Oh, and it set a good example.
I'm sorry, say it again. What's the meeting? The FOMC meeting yesterday? Y'all know about that? You know about that?
I don't know what FOMC stands
what's the
for.
brother? What's the
Fraternal Order?
FOMC. I'm not familiar with that. Give us more information about that.
Is that's not FDMC, is it? Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy? Oh no.
No. It's FOMC.
Because Fields was
probably what he wanted.
Because Fields definitely was bigging you up for protecting Umar. Yeah, Fields. Yeah, he was bigging you up. But I tend to agree with all that's being said as far as the whole process, right? He made him. He did something out of anger. I don't know if he felt like threatened or what have you. It's like who dictates the way that one responds out of rage. But at the end of the day, we would hope that all of us can control ourselves. You know, they just both, from my perspective, lack being responsible. When I listen to him apologizing, I think that's a good thing. But holistically, the problem I had with Charleston White, and I don't watch much of him, is that he just says anything. So if you look at him as being some sort of personality or figure or leader, I know people say he's not, but people tend to literally find him to be a influencer. They tend to find him to be a thought leader. So that's the problem I had with him, similar to Umar. And he, to some degree, he was even more dangerous and even more tricky because he doesn't have to be accountable for anything.
Right.
He doesn't have any type of he can say this today and said, I just said some shit, man. I was just saying some shit. So anybody like that, I think that's you got to kind of watch out for them, because they'll say anything and you never can hold them accountable for anything they say, because they say they're going to tell you to just say stuff. I've heard him say things in one paragraph and it just kind of conflicted with what he said just in 2 sentences prior, and he said, well, yeah, you know, and he says that, you know, I just say shit, stuff like that. So nonetheless, I don't even take him serious. I don't even know if I don't take him serious. I don't know what he is. I don't even know who he is. I don't know what Charleston White does. What is he? A social commentator? What is he?
I mean, he was a guy who used. I mean, he's done some things. Got some laws.
I mean, but what is he? But what is he? What does he do for? What is he claiming to do for our community?
Well, I mean, what?
He's a comedian.
He's a comedian, a real one.
He's a comedian.
I'm asking. So he's a real comedian, not like Umar.
He's working on becoming a comedian.
Okay. Comedian. He claims to be a comedian now. Okay, so he needs to stay in a comedic bag and stop playing leader or whatever, you know, because people really tend to look up to him, and he's a thought leader in our community. They think he deep. I mean, that's how I was introduced to him, but I can't really look at him. I don't know what he talks about.
No, because you'll try to, because he will make some points about the hip hop artists. You know what I'm saying? He'll make some great points, you know what I mean, about them, you know, talking about death and destruction.
But then he'll turn around and do all the same.
But then he'll turn around and do the same thing.
That's what, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even when, I mean, and he'll act it out. Man, they got footage of him. The guy goes to shows. He goes to the show. He's great fight on the show. Guy jumped up on the stage. And, you know what I mean? He had to fight the guy on the stage and all that stuff. Man, it's crazy, bro.
Feds, he talking about the Fed setting the interest rates. Fed's Open Market Committee. Federal Open Market Committee. Wrong show, brother. You know, I mean, Fields, I don't know. Fields, I think you might be on the wrong live. Today's stream, and especially I think you may have come in on my page, and I think it's very clear. The title of my stream that says Umar Johnson disrespecting barbershops, Charleston White disrespecting, what's his name? Y'all say Jolly. What is it? Jolly Fulio. Yeah. So I think Fields, if that's not what we're talking about.
Julio.
Okay, yeah, I think Kenny, I appreciate you trying, brother Kenny, but your leg is like 20 seconds, bro. It's like 20 seconds. You're gonna catch this in 20 seconds. What? 1, 2, 3.
I got
it. So it's a 4-second leg. It's a 4-second leg. So everybody, when you say something to Kenny, knows about 4 seconds. Yeah.
That's messed up, man, because we did a GoFundMe for him last time when we did the thing.
For who? Charleston White?
No, for Kenny to get a better internet service, man. And so somebody must have took the GoFundMe money, man.
I was going to say about Julio Fulio. About Charleston and Julio Fulio, he was right about Julio Fulio, though.
What did he say?
And basically, what he drew attention to is that type of lifestyle gets you killed.
Yeah.
He said when people asked him how he felt about Julio Fulio getting gunned down, he said he earned his death. He said he earned his death, and basically, you know, when you crap on your ops and basically go to the funeral home and for lack of better words, shit on the ops like that at their funeral, at their gravesite, those people gonna come looking for you to kill you. And that's a message that these young men definitely need to hear to kind of get out of that life of crime that they in. Because he was mad disrespectful. And he showed a lot of hatred towards black people. Julio Fulio, that is.
Is Julio Fulio black?
Yeah, black
okay.
rapper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, it's a lot of
Down in
disrespect
Florida.
going on. So now it's like, you know, they trying to like just show who can be the most disrespectful to, you know what I mean, when somebody pass away, you know what I'm saying? Like going to their grave and doing all kinds of stuff, you know what I'm saying? But man, you know, again, you know, as Del Jones said, you know what I'm saying, you know, they have created a nigga factory, you know what I'm saying, for, you know, me with black people right now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's like our people are being, you know what I mean, are being misled, you know what I'm saying, to thinking that, you know what I mean, like this is the way to go. And so they becoming rappers, and this is the lifestyle that they see acting out. And you know what we got to do is, you know, to do something to try to change that culture that they actually coming up in right now. You know, yeah, I mean, that guy was out there, he was preaching that stuff. He was preaching, teaching, talking about gunslinging, you know what I mean, and being mad disrespectful. And you know, of course, he got what he actually put out there in general. You know what I mean? There's no doubt about Charleston was that. That's why I said Charleston can do something, and you'd be like, damn, he dead on. There was even time I forgave Charleston for a couple things that he did. I was like, you know what, man, this dude is actually really cool. Until he came back with about 3 or 4 different other things that I seen. I was like, man, this guy's bullshit, man. You know what I mean? Full of shit. You know what I mean? But he was definitely right with the statements that he made, that, you know, that the guy got what he was actually preaching. But it's so many people that's in our community right now that's preaching and teaching the same thing in our community that we give passes to. We give a lot of passes to. A lot of these guys promote drug use. You know what I mean? The selling of drugs, shooting people, you know, and taking drugs, you know, all, you know. So a lot of these people preach the same death and destruction in general. And we seen it so many times. Even, I mean, you have a children's party, and they got the stuff playing. When I was doing a lot of stuff with LGE with Watoto from the Nile, I mean, we go to parties and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And they will be playing Rick Ross songs at a child party. You know, I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover. You know,
let me tell you something though. I you know, one of the things I've often hear people say, they say, well, what people are playing at children's parties.
Right.
This is for adults. The stuff that we say for adults, I think we have to reconsider, is it even for us? Because if you're in that damn mindset, you might as well let your children do it.
Right.
If, like, it's like telling your children not to cuss. It's telling, and you cussing like a sailor. It's like you smoking blunts, but you telling your children not to smoke blunts. You doing all these things, but I mean, but we act like is it even good for us?
Right.
That becomes my question. Like, this is for adults. So why is it for adults? Because you don't even approve of it when they become adults. You don't even want them to do it when they become adults.
Right. Right. Yeah. No,
it ain't for adults. You just don't want your children to do it most of the time.
That's true. That's true.
Now, some people do sit down and smoke weed with their children. I respect them more. They smoke weed. They smoke weed with the 12-year-old. I'm being funny a little bit, but what I'm saying is they little real about it. Although I disagree with it, because it ain't like I mean, some things developmentally you're not ready for. But is this something that you developmentally shoot for? Is this the trajectory that we, okay, you got to wait till you're 21 to hear big looch and gangster rap and killing and murder and all that type of thing? I decided not to listen to a lot of that on my own.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about as a young adult. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I never listened to it, but it's diabolical. It's not even good for us.
Yeah. I mean, I agree 100%. You know, I mean, it's poison, but you know what I mean. But we give passes, like I said, you give passes to a Rick Ross who did nothing but promote drugs, and I mean, death and destruction. You know,
and
what I mean?
We listen to it. Ain't no pass. We give,
and furthermore, like while we were on Rick Ross topic, Rick Ross is a person who stole his name from a person who was a big drug dealer. You know, at the time, stole his whole name and identity.
Persona.
You know what I mean? Stole everything from him. And the guy cleaned himself up, don't even want to be known. You know what I mean? Don't want to even glorify the whole drug culture.
So Fields say, is that Lou Fields?
no, that's my man. Fields is the man. What's going on? That's a good brother.
That
man.
letter to Lil Wayne song was the truth. I see you're a fan of yours. Look, you got a fan on here, brother Jabari. Hey, brother Lou Fields, go ahead and subscribe on my channel. I mean, brother Fields, go ahead and subscribe at Dennis, Dr. Dennis and Saul Winkler on YouTube. Look.
That's my brother.
Jabari got his backup up in here.
He's good brother, man. Come out to a lot of events, a lot of the lectures and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I hated that song, Larry Hoover.
Yeah,
don't
right.
even want to be seen.
Most of the people that he was talking about in that song didn't want to be shouted out by Rick Ross in that song.
But I mean, and even worse, we like who was doing a Griff or somebody? I don't even deal with. I don't even be feeling Griff, to be honest with you. But the reality is, who broke down Jabari? He not gonna get me. He might get you for saying it, but he don't control. Look. But Griff, or somebody broke it down that he literally was a fraud. He was a CEO and all this other thing. What's going on with the electric up in here? We're about to be singing Silent Night up in here. Silent Night. Yeah. What?
It's a BA.
BA. Hey man, look, you know what they do in the barbershop, BA. You get to leave. You an independent contractor. So look, Jabbar, are you holding the barbers to not everybody gotta leave the same time?
Nah, man. Nah.
BA got all the skills. He should be the one. Who debates Umar. He got all the passive aggressive technique. What was going on? Where did you learn those eyes from, brother BA?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
They was about to pop out your head.
Oh, that was from you singing. It threw me off.
Oh, okay. But it shocked you.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy, bro. It was kind of crazy.
Why was it crazy, bro? Why was it crazy?
Yeah, it was crazy. Anyway,
anyway. Well, I started saying because you might not know what happened. The lights.
I seen the flicker.
It was flickering in here, and you know,
wasn't a song cue though. You took it as a song cue. I don't understand why you did that.
Okay. I'm special, but look,
you're not the only one. I deal with it all the time.
But thank you, brother. Thank you for dealing with us. So, do you know about how Silent Night was created and all that type of thing?
How it was created?
Yeah, why it was created. Everything went out, all the power went out, and then they started stealing Silent Night.
I did not know that.
So that when the lights go out, that's what triggered me. So we're gonna be here.
That was real deep. That was Umar deep.
That was Umar deep. Yeah, that ain't deep at all. But go ahead.
All right. Mm-hmm. All right. So look, last one. Anybody else got anything they want to say on that topic before we move forward?
Yes. Why is it that you hate on someone that does what you want out of the community?
What you said.
Like, you hate on Charleston White, but he is one of the main ones that's pointing out the negativity and the poison that is the negative side of the hip hop culture. And why do you? You don't have to listen to everything a person says, but if they hitting on some good stuff every now and then, that's what you take it. You put it in your little Rolodex and you keep it moving.
Bro, he talked about you know what I mean. I try to separate him from that. He does say some good things. But then when he says the negative thing is almost outweighs everything.
No,
bro, I can pull up a video right now where the brother talked about no. Stop, BA. That brother talked about taking a guy's daughter, his little daughter, and have the daughter suck on him like a pacifier. Come on, bro, that's inappropriate. Come on, man. And then he went on to talk about it for another 10 minutes. Talking about, she gonna be doing all this, and he said more. He said a lot more than I'm saying right now.
So you expect more though?
Huh?
You expect more?
Yeah, I mean.
So you literally expect. You literally expect. Okay, I don't expect nothing from him. I'm be honest with you.
Okay.
I'm not defending him either. I'll be honest. I feel like that's savage. But the fact that you believe that somehow he's going to become like all the way that person that you believe that is righteous and fighting the rappers and all that type of thing, and he gonna stay there, that's a problem. Because he's going to continue to flip-flop. That's how he stays relevant.
Yeah.
That's what he does. Yeah. He doesn't care.
But I realize that now. But sometimes it's trying to be rationalized. Oh, he did this. Oh, and it's an excuse. Oh no, man, he doing, you know what I mean, this, that, and the other, and he doing what you want.
See, that's the problem. We be looking we be having to idealize people. That's part of the problem. We ain't got to idealize Charleston. He could say some things right, But part of the reason he got to say some things right sometimes, but he's also savage, very savage.
It takes a savage to deal with some of the stuff that he's trying to take on.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. What stuff is he taking on? What is he taking on that he has to be savage with?
When you call out certain individuals in that are known to have a violent background, and you call them out on a public on the internet and things like that, that's the regular person don't do it as much as he's doing it. So the fact that it takes someone that might be outside their rational mind in order to do that.
But the problem becomes when I hear him talk, and haven't heard much of his talking points, but it doesn't take much you don't have to listen to him long to know that he's just as ignorant, that he spews some very venomous, toxic stuff out of his own mouth that is tantamount, almost equivalent to what he is fighting against. That is the problem for me. You can't be calling out somebody else and you be just as toxic, and that's somehow supposed to work.
Why not?
Because it doesn't work. You're just adding the same thing that you're fighting.
Does it make him wrong?
Give me that. Yes. Give me that clear. We said a lot.
On something, and it's a single topic. Although I do something else
later
on or whatever.
So is it
something that was in fact
so he can be right about what the behaviors that he's identified, right?
That's I can agree. Boss, that's it.
No, that's not it. That's not it.
Why can't you?
Because what I'm saying is, it's kind of like who's the rapper? Who's a gutter rap out here right now? Give me one.
Who's not a gutter?
Give me one.
Everybody but Kendrick.
Everybody but Kendrick, whoever that is, right? It's like everybody but Kendrick calling out everybody but Kendrick. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not a person, but everybody but Kendrick. Okay, what's the one you put down? I'm gonna go old school. What's the one you put? Brother Jabbar did a beautiful Bobby Smurda back in the day, right? It's like Bobby Smurda calling out Bobby Smurda. Like, okay, yeah, you can call out the problems. People sit in your chair all day. People come in these men's groups every day, and they can talk about all the BS they do. And I'm apologizing. I'm sorry for it. But then they end up continuously doing it. Yeah, you're right. You identified it, but you still doing it. So it's still, you right by identifying it, but you're wrong because you're still doing it. It's a yes and.
I hear you. I just feel like people should be more in tune with themselves to understand that I can take something from one person and then I can disregard everything else they had to say because it's not important to what I am focusing on.
That's not my argument though. My argument is I can take something from him, right? I literally can. But at the same time, I'm still gonna call him out for his BS and the things that he's doing that he's calling out. How you gonna be calling out something you doing yourself? I'm not saying we all can fall, but he operates in the mud. I've heard him. And then he's just so he's ambiguous. He has the style of one of the most greatest salesmen. I won't even use any other choice words other than salesman. Thank you. I'm gonna keep it above board today.
I hear
you. Anybody else got anything else to close out with that? Like
what happened to black people lazy?
No, I mean, that's where we headed at.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So leading into this next segment, are black people lazy? And again, this came from a topic that we had in Conscious Heads Barbershop.
Can I stop you real quick?
Okay, go.
Hey, family, on both stations, Reality Speaks Media. Go ahead and like this video, family. Share, subscribe, cross promote. Go to my channel, Dr. Dr. Dennis Asar Winkler. Go there, subscribe. People from my channel, go over to Reality Speaks Media, subscribe, like both videos, family. I'll just turn it back over to you.
Oh no, definitely. Hold on 1 second. Let me
leave comments, family. Those who will view this after we go off. All those type of things.
Definitely. And if you want to make the donation, you definitely can make your donations also while we building this flow. So look, like I said, in the shop the other day in Conscious Heads, Brother Kenny. Oh, it is thunderstorming outside. That's why the lights is flickering. Oh, okay. I need to check on my people. Oh, on my people real quick. Okay. Yeah. So they had this conversation the other day about, about people being lazy, and I know initially, me and brother Ricardo, we talk a lot about the work ethics. Just in people now, when we talk about barbering, there is a culture of barbering, of young barbers, and even older barbers that's out there, who have a culture where they don't keep their schedules. We tell people, like, in order to build a clientele, you have to work hard. A lot of times, you're not going to get people to come in. You're not going to get people to come into the barbershop all the time, and honestly, man, it's your spirit that gets people to come into that shop. People, I mean, this gets a little bit deep, you know what I'm saying? But when you sitting around and you dark and you're like, man, I can't get no people, whatever. But when you go in there with a positive attitude, and you got to sit around, those people going to come to you. It's a skill that you actually. I mean, a lot of barbers talk about it. It's what I mean. So a lot of times, a lot of the younger people want people to come run into the salon. They don't want to pay their dues and all like that. You know what I mean? But anyway, there's this spirit where a lot of times, like brothers and sisters want to smoke all the time. We tell people, like, hey, man, you can't smoke when you on shift here. You gotta wait till you get home. They want to smoke, and that's smoking, which makes them lazy. A lot of times makes them lazy, so they don't want to stay on shift. They come in late. Sometimes they leave early. Those different things. Now we just talking about barbering. Now, in general, there's this big thing that black people are lazy. Black people don't want to do, what I'm saying? Like, they what I mean? They don't want to do what has to be done. And especially this generation that's coming up now. So I see that Kenny is gone. Is Kenny gone from? Okay. Kenny gone from the car. But Ricardo, if you could summarize what your point was about, what y'all was talking about in the shop the other day.
All right. Let me first start by making myself clear. Most people in general are lazy, and that's not always a bad thing. A lot of some of the greatest inventions that we enjoy came out of the spirit of laziness, of making things convenient for people. But like I said, most people in this country is lazy. We have a lazy culture in America in general. The average American is 17 pounds overweight and got less than $1,000 in their bank account. That's across all races. So, and we all would agree that black people are at the bottom of all the races, especially in this country. So, with that being said, if the average American is lazy, and if we're at the bottom, then that must be that. It's got to be true that there's a level of laziness that's plagues our community. But it's not to say that people are, I wouldn't say intentionally lazy. I think some people just lack a level of focus or direction to get certain things done. And I'm saying that out of my calling my own self out. Completing 75 hard made me look in the mirror at some of my lazy ways. Even getting into the barbering industry, it forced me to do some things, you know what I'm saying? Just break out of some ways that I had that I could have probably acquired this skill years ago had I to just put forth the effort. Sometimes we mentally lazy as far as staying in a certain position, not necessarily work ethic as being opposed to work ethic, but that's a factor as well. Sometimes we lazy intellectually. You get a lot of people with talking points that they get from people off YouTube or pseudo intellectuals like Umar Johnson, where they won't do any research themselves. You got people in our community that are politically lazy. We'll complain about the political climate in our community, but we have very little involvement. So that's a level of laziness. Even down to the school, you got very few teachers, parents showing up to teacher parent conferences. That's a level of laziness. For us finishing school, homework, they say black people at the bottom when it comes to study habits. And if we all are honest with ourselves, there's a level of laziness where we had a goal or something that we wanted to accomplish. But if we were honest with ourselves, we didn't really put forth the effort to do it. We probably came up with an excuse on why we couldn't achieve it, whether it was a health goal, a financial goal, an educational goal, family, whatever. It's just if you and then look at what they say, the average person wastes at least 3 hours a day on a cell phone. So if you take that into consideration and you look at what you could accomplish in that
Not the
amount
people
of
that's
time,
watching from
and
their
then
cell phone right now, though. Y'all good. The people that's watching from
yeah,
their
this
cell
is
phone,
true.
y'all. Nah, he's not talking
But
about
if you
y'all.
ain't, if you ain't where you want to be in life, you ain't got no business watching me right now. You should turn it off. But yeah, but just being in general, if we honest with ourselves, if we really take a real hard look at our position in life, where we are, can we honestly say that some of it don't got nothing to do with laziness on our part, on what we choose not to do? No, because a lot of times we know what to do to get out of a situation or take our situation to the next level. A lot of times we know what to do. It's just a matter of doing it. Now you could say maybe not necessarily lazy. Maybe you could just say discipline, lacking discipline. Discipline is doing what you're supposed to do, whether you
You're
feel
right.
like it
It's
or not.
lazy. It's laziness.
Yeah,
Lazy.
I mean, but
Definition
that's
of lazy
like a
is
discipline breeds laziness.
the
Laziness is
definition of
unwilling to
laziness
work.
is
That's the
unwilling to work.
definition.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
And let's be
discipline
honest, a
is
lot of times we got things that we want to do, or we'll have an
So
idea
what
or
are we?
endeavor that we want to accomplish.
What's that? What are we saying here, y'all? So we're saying, because it sounded like the goalpost moves slightly. Brother Jabari said black people. You're saying people in general. Then you,
Yeah, but we
then
at the
you
bottom,
add,
so yeah, black people. Yeah, too. Yeah, that's two.
so we're lazy. And could you? Okay, I heard the definition. Can you read that definition again to see if we agree on this definition, Brother BA?
Unwilling to work.
or use energy.
I don't agree with y'all.
And before you go, can Kenny explain to what his position was, and as we go?
No, go ahead.
Can he explain what your position was, and in the midst of the argument?
The comment was that, black people, we were listening to something, and the comment was that black people are lazy. It was like, what are black people good at? And then Cardo said something basically along the same lines of what he said. Can you honestly say you not where you at? He basically was saying I lack discipline is why I wasn't where I needed to be in life. And to some degree that is correct. I was opposing Cardo on the idea that black people. He did. And so I agree with him on that part. The friction we was having on was the statement, are black people lazy? And I was just saying it was more who said it. I was basically disagreeing with him because I was disagreeing with the person who was saying it on it. Yeah, I don't like the people that were saying it at all. I think they some coons, and that's some whole nother stuff. But
now go ahead,
and Cardo don't have much friction on how people. Myron of Fresh and Fit. Yeah, I don't rock with you at all. But me and Cardo don't disagree with, because we had these long talks about, and I understand his position. Right then, he was just standing with the dude that I was opposing at the time. So it's kind of like he became the friction by satellite. And I made my stance clear. I don't consider myself lazy. Our people are definitely lazy in some aspects, and we could all do better. And we can't afford to be as lazy as other races because, like Cardo said, we are on the bottom. So our laziness is going to be compounded. It's going to be compounded into many other areas. And I agree with him on that point, but I just can't say that black people haven't worked hard in this country. Currently, are we working as hard as we once did? I would say no, we're not working as hard as we once did, and we could definitely do better at that. For instance, in the 50s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, we had better family structures, and we worked harder to keep our families together. And that has been diminished. Races trying to influence us to go that direction, but we have also taken the bait from those other races to influence us in this destructive mindset and road that we are now currently on.
So
we've
black
had
people
help,
are
is
not.
what I'm saying. We've
Black
had
people
help, and we've also.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Sorry, sir. Go ahead.
Hey, black people are no lazier than any other group. Well, I mean, you want to have to give me some data, some hardcore statistics, you know. I mean, and then when you lump in all, like we have to be very clear on what are we talking about? People are just lazy. Like some people have strengths and some people have weaknesses. Maybe we can call it, or however you want to call it. But most black people are burned out and overworked. You know, I mean, like I know, like lazy. Nah, it's. I mean, maybe oppressed, maybe tired, maybe depressed, maybe traumatized,
or conditioned.
Maybe,
you know what I mean.
Well, all that could be conditioning. You could be conditioned, and then your conditioning, there's trauma, right? So what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, no, when you talk about black people, we have to look at black people as we're talking about black people around the world. We're talking about black people in America. We're talking about black people where? Because the black people I know,
African
Americans are some of the hardest working people out there. I mean, have you seen a people? Have you even seen our sisters? There's nobody out there that's working as hard as our sisters, even in academia. There's no one that's working as hard as our brothers in some areas. I'm just like, what do we like? None of us are going to be optimum in all areas. Like for example, somebody might say, "Oh, I'm lazy politically," or I would just say that is not my strong. That's not my strong suit. Or I might be lazy in this. What you calling lazy? I'm just gonna say we all have strengths and weaknesses, or we have growing edges in certain areas. But we all have those things. We can't accomplish and be masterful at everything. Does that not mean that people are not? There are people out here that are a little what you would call lazy. I've never met people who just want to be lazy. What I have met people who are dealing with mental health issues. I've met people who are struggling with trauma and depression and all types of things where they can't get up. These are the people call lazy, or people who are dealing with self-esteem issues and they're afraid to go out and do things. But as a whole, hell no, black people ain't lazy. We've been burned out. We've been worked harder than any other people in this goddamn on this continent.
Laziness in itself could be the issue, the mental health issue.
No, laziness is not is a symptom. It's not the result.
I agree. I definitely agree.
I know y'all upset.
What would you call if you called a man a? No, I'm not upset. I just want to ask you a question. Could laziness be like if we say someone is a sluggard or slothful, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like slothfulness. Slothfulness is kind of like something that can be embedded in a person. It can be embedded in a person, and that's a mental health issue.
No,
you got to get to the root of what's causing they slothful behavior and fix it.
Some people are more conscientious than other people, right? We all have different personality traits, right? So some people who are higher on conscientiousness have more structure, more order, more orderliness, more task oriented, more these type of things. But compare people like that is very elementary, I would say. That's lazy. That's what I would say, right? But what I would really say is we just don't understand. The thing is, we be comparing people against us. If I compare most people against me, everybody lazy. But that's not the truth. It's just not. It ain't too many people. I'll be honest. Ain't too many people over here that run like I run and work like I work. But if I had to compare people against me, a lot of people be lazy. But that's not the truth. People have strengths, and people have strengths in different areas. Now I know we be upset at our people who want to see more done by them, and even the idea of weed. To be honest with you, people, man, most people out here smoking weed. People been smoking weed forever, and our mothers and fathers and sisters and uncles and cousins, and they've been smoking weed. They've been working. There's people out here work for the city. They taking heroin. To be honest with you, it's a lot of heroin users down in the city, and they work hard. But what I'm saying is, people smoke weed like I don't know what.
So I think that this new
weed,
this new weed that they got out, you know what I'm saying, is an ambition killer. You know what I'm saying? It kills the ambition.
For some people,
it
you know will.
Like now you talking about our people back in the day where it was like a lot more natural. You know what I'm saying? A lot more from the earth. But as they start mixing and
guess what
spicing
though?
And stuff from because
most of them smoking that now though.
Because my thing is that my position is that, you know what I mean, when you say lazy, that, you know what I mean, that somewhat, you know, that they go all out to make us, to recreate us, to be the lazy people right now that we are. I mean, well, to make our, especially our young people, because we know our older people,
so they're making us lazy, you say?
Well, I mean, they do. They have a campaign through social media. You know what I mean? We don't feel like doing stuff. You know what I mean? I think that, you know what I mean, like people,
young people are lazy.
Well, when because what happens is a lot of them smoke. You know what I'm saying? They smoking all the time and they don't feel like doing stuff. And not just that. I think it's Instagram. I think it's the conditioning that they actually get. You know what I'm saying? That makes them not. I mean, if you look at so I'll say there was a brother who had a program here. You know, and he came up to me one day. He used to get all these young people jobs, and he say, Jabari, I need your help, bro. I'm getting all these young people jobs, man. They cursing the people out. You know what I'm saying, man? They leaving. You know what I'm saying? They ain't sticking to it. They can't get up.
That's their trauma, though. That's their trauma.
They can't get up. I know, but what I'm saying
is I'm gonna go with Umar on this one. That's that ain't no daddy at home disorder.
Oh no, don't do no. You can't go with Umar. Nope. No, you cannot go with Umar.
Say it again. No, I'm being honest. I work. Look. I trained at Job Corps, right? So I see everything you talking about. I saw everything. The opportunities was there at Job Corps. I mean, you take a bunch of youth to a place away from the city, away from the killing, away from the trauma, a place where they can eat, a place where they can learn a trade, a place where they can get their GED, their high school diploma, a place where they supposed to be in this place of tranquility. But the problem is they still come with other children or adolescents with the same trauma, unhealed trauma, into this place. And they, to some degree, going to a place like that is so difficult to even focus. Many of our children can't even focus. Now, if you talking about, like, are we talking about other people's children? Or are we talking about our children?
We're talking about our children right now.
You know what I'm saying?
Because Ricardo, go ahead, because Ricardo wanted to respond.
No, I said we can't keep making excuses. Either you want to win or you want to justify losing.
No, you can't
keep making excuses.
You know how many people been saying? You know how many people been saying that though, Ricardo? We
need to keep saying it until they stop making excuses.
It don't work because we don't understand that people really struggling. The approach that you taking, people been doing that forever. It don't work. I'm saying I literally work with these people without children. Say it again. Say it again, brother.
Excuses don't help you.
It doesn't. It's not an excuse. It's a diagnosis. It's an assessment. It doesn't mean stay there, but we have to understand. Huh? Say it again.
He freezing a little bit.
I've helped too many people who've been in this place and through their traumas, and I see it every day because it's not like we see it. And what we do is perpetuate the trauma with our lack of intervention, with our heavy-handed interventions that we think work. It don't work. We've been doing it forever. We've just been doing it forever. If we look, you can keep doing the same thing and getting the same results, but we've been calling people lazy forever. Our parents, the generation before us, called us lazy. We can keep doing it. We can keep going on. Look at these lazy new children. That's BS. That's just old people. We get old and we get disgruntled. Now we're gonna call the next generation lazy.
Well, I can say for a lot of people who hiring a lot of young people right now, you know what I'm saying? They got the young people on the job. Their work ethic is totally different. Man, I go back to Ricardo.
Their reality is different.
I'll go back to Ricardo, but you know what I mean, we say making excuses, and you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, my thing is.
So you think it just came from nowhere?
Yeah.
So it came from nowhere. So they just came into this world They just came into this world. No responsibility on else. It's our children. And now they're lazy for just because they was born in 1990 somethings and 2000s, and they just lazy because does it have anything to do with what we did? Does it have anything to do we didn't do? Or what we didn't do?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. We threw them over to the enemy, and the enemy actually.
So who was lazy then? It was us then.
Lazy
right.
parenting.
Aren't they black
parenting? Every generation.
Say it again. Say it again.
Aren't they?
Every generation of black people has led the previous. Sorry, go ahead, Ricardo.
You said it was a generation of people that let them down, right? They are black people.
We talking about children, but at the same time, I still
said
think
black people. I say children.
Say it again. We talking about children. He and I. Okay, he and I talking about children. Now, black people, I can go up that black people aren't lazy either. They might be confused. They might
be lazy to get informed.
Bro, it's too many people I know that, like, how many lazy people you know? Most of us are working, hard working people. That's a fact. That's a fact. Most of us are just sitting around shiftless. Say it again. Say it again. It's not a fact.
I don't think it's a fact, bro. No, I'm not even gonna lie to you, man.
Tell me what data you have to say that most of us don't work.
Well, when you go to certain, let's say you can just
drive. Everybody does.
Well, we can look up the data. Just Google it right now, and I guarantee you'd be wrong if you say you're gonna find data that most of us aren't working.
But okay, let's take this, right? So
it's easy. Google it.
You never heard a black person say, "I'm too good for that job."
Don't mean you.
I don't hear that from other races.
So you have to qualify it, then, brother. You have to come up with some level of measurement. What are you using? You ain't using nothing. What's your measurement?
You wasn't listening. I did.
I went with your definition. Hold on, say it again.
He's kind of going in and out a little bit. Say it again, Ricardo.
The internet signal lazy.
I don't know if it's because of the thunderstorm.
No, it's his internet signal. No, but I went with BA's definition, and that's why I jumped off of that, because he's the only one who tried to frame it.
So within that frame, you don't hear our people, constantly saying things like, "I'm too good for this job. I'm too good for these wages," and things like. I hear that all the time, bro.
That could be true. You could be too good for somebody who paying you too low. You can.
Look, but other races don't say that.
Who don't say that? Every race, I'm around white people all the time, and guess what they talk about all the time? Making six figures or damn near six figures, talking about they broke. He said other races, bro. So that's why I'm coming and bringing other races in. And I'm going off of his definition. If you want to read the definition again, read the definition so we can be clear on what we're using to measure laziness.
Okay. What we gonna do? We're gonna lower your voice a little bit because you getting a little angsty. All right, we're gonna do that. We're gonna calm down a little bit.
Well, but hold up. You're not gonna tell me what I'm going to do. You can ask me. I apologize if you feel insulted.
No, I'm not.
Well, don't you tell me what I'm going to do.
What your energy is doing. I'm at to raise my voice.
Well, I don't care about that. You can do all that. I have no problem with it. I have no problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. You raise your voice. I don't care.
It's not going to make for a good show.
I don't care if you raise your voice. That's what I'm saying. But you're not going to tell me what I'm going to do.
You're right. You are a grown man.
Yes, thank you.
That's very loud.
Thank you.
Okay. So are you cool? You straight? So with that man said, you brought up white people, and you're right. You know, white people could complain about that. But when you drive around the city and just looking around, right, you see a lot of Hispanics working low wage and low paying jobs and things like that. They don't seem to care about it as much as we do.
You say sing.
Same is because they're doing it,
bro. That's same. See, that's your understanding of that. They complain about that. They have people who fighting for it even too because they're underpaid. And you can't compare us against the people who migrated and who are being used and exploited in this country. I'm sorry if I'm getting a little animated, but it's not towards you. That's the passion about this. They are being misutilized. They are being exploited.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you a question, Jabbar. How many brothers have you came in contact with, and you offering them jobs and things like that, and they just say, "Yo, it's too much. I got this. It's too much. I can't do it all. I can't do this," and they bow out. They don't want to put in the work.
It's a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? And some of it, and I mean, if you're talking about the shop, I mean, but
it's hard.
It's not only because they just like you said. It's a lot of things that's making my point is it's a lot of stuff that's making our people become lazy. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It's the social engineering. You know what I'm saying? The drugs, the drugs that's out there. The drugs is a big part, and it's not like even back in the day, our grandfathers and them used to drink alcohol. You know what I'm saying? They would drink, but they would drink maybe when they got home, or a lot of them wait till the weekend and they get pissy drunk. But they were taught you work first, you do what you got to do first. Now, come on, like you know what I mean? Like a lot of the young people, they got to smoke in the morning, they got to smoke for break, they got to smoke. And
why do you think they smoking?
You know. Well, because it's popular culture, and that's what everybody. That's how they started.
They self-medicating, brother. You know they self-medicating. Yeah, they self-medicating. If y'all don't want to hear that, that's a fact. Our children are self-medicating
after they get you after they
because of the parents that also had trauma that they didn't heal from from the society, brothers.
Yeah,
it's from the society that you keep talking about, and then we go ahead and turn it and say that they're lazy. No, we haven't dealt with our own stuff, which passed down to our next generation, it's just being compounded. So I can't get with the idea that we just lazy when we the hardest working people. I just can't get with that. That's BS.
I don't agree with. I don't agree. We just said I think that we have been made to be lazy. You know what I mean? By you know what I mean by the, like I said, social media, by the drugs that's in the community and different things. Because you're talking about the hardest working people in history. Like, I mean, you know, they came and got us over from Africa because of who we were.
But what you saying, what you saying though, why I can't go with what I mean, I agree with you, but I can't agree with it due to the definition that BA provided us. Because if you use BA's definition, then you can't really say it how you said it. You have to use a different word.
What was BA's definition again?
BA said something about working or something like
the unwillingness to work and lack of energy.
The unwillingness to work and lack
or unuse of energy. Correct.
Right.
Definition of being lazy.
I think a lot of the people, you know, even that I meet at gas stations and stuff that I've made, you know what I'm saying? You know, they there and they may ask you for some money. Hey, can I do this? Can I do that? And I may say, hey, look, you know, once you come through, I got this barbering school, you know what I mean, that you can come through or whatever, you know, and they like, oh, okay, I might give them the number. They never call me, right? But I do know a lot of times because a lot of those people can't get jobs because look, the reason why they don't make it to the jobs on time is because they too drunk or too high to make it to the job in the morning when they supposed to get there. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is that, you know what I mean? Like,
so you think that's most of our children?
No, I'm not saying most, but it's a lot.
Well, okay, but we're saying black people, we're speaking in very general sense.
No, I can't.
And that's why I can't go with it.
I can't say
I cannot cast this net on my people. I'm sorry.
I'm saying the one.
I mean, if that's what y'all want to do, you do it.
I'm not saying that.
I'm not doing it.
I know black people ain't lazy on that nature. But what I'm saying is, you know what I mean, what's going on right now? It's been engineered. They trying to make our people where we don't have any.
We know that they've been doing that for a long time.
Well, no, now they kind of mastering it a lot, like even more right now. So I mean, like people that I know that got restaurants and stuff, everybody's complaining that they can't get a lot of our young people to do what it is that they need to do. You know what I mean? They refuse to do certain things. You know what I mean? They don't feel like doing certain things. Their ambition has been, you know what I mean, has been killed.
Yes, I agree with that. But so, and again, that's still not even most of them. That's what I want to keep clear. If you keep saying it's most of them, I'm sorry, Brother Kenny.
One of the definitions of lazy is showing a lack of effort or care. You know, Doctor, so I was already saying that black people aren't lazy. And I like the quote that says, white people only started calling us lazy when we refused to work for free. But with that being said, there are areas of what's going on with my computer?
You sounded fine.
Hold up. There are areas that I would say, sorry about that. There are areas that I would say that we could show more care and effort in. And some of those areas I think that we as African Americans could do that is, number one, family, marriage. Number two, business. Trying to build more businesses. I don't care if they barbershops. I'm not going to be like that with Umar. Barbershops, restaurants, but they say the black dollar only circulates within our community for like 30 minutes or a few hours or something like that, where with other races, it lasts days at a time, right? So those statistics right there could show by one of the definitions of lazy, and I'm not trying to put this on my people, brother. So I'm not for labeling my people lazy, but I will critique our people and just say there are some areas, according to the definition of lazy, that we do lack, I think, care and effort in. And I think that's the black family structure.
Okay.
The black family structure, circulating the dollar amongst us, and moral code and accountability in the black community.
I wouldn't call that lazy.
I agree with y'all that we had
1, 2, 3, 4.
I mean,
I agree that we can improve like any and everybody else in this ratchet society or wretched society. And we can improve, and there's a need for improvement. But again, to just merely cast it as being lazy does not point where and why we are responding to the stimuli in our environment. We're not talking about what's the word I'm looking for. We're not talking about why. We're not talking about the why. It's easy and it's lazy just to call someone lazy. If we want to talk like that, you understand? So it's more complex than that. It's more serious than that. And I think we deserve better terminology than just to cast the net to call us and our people lazy. And if say we are, whatever it is you say we are, if you say that we traumatized, we're in a trance, we're lazy, so then you ask the question, why? But again, I still don't think that the data and statistics will support what you are calling when you say our people lack energy. Now, the one thing I will say is this. I realize that our children have energy in the things that they want to do. And I also realize that you ain't going to a lot of our children and people in general aren't willing to do the things that we used to do. And some of those things we needed to stop doing. Now, do they have a plan of how we're going to move forward? I don't know. But one thing I know, a lot of children said, forget that college stuff. That's what they saying. They saying, forget that college stuff. Forget it. I'm not saying that I'm pushing that. But what I'm saying, I do understand why some of them don't want to go to college, because some people are calling our children lazy because they feel that college is not their route. Now, I'm saying that some of that comes from fear. There's a lot of fear out here. There's a lot of lack of self-esteem out here. There's a lot of different things out here that will describe the phenomenon that we see before us more accurately and more healthy, and when we can describe it in a more nuanced way, that we can know how to intervene and help in that situation. But other than that, when we say lazy, all we think about is they're lazy for no reason, and that's what lazy means. Like, you lazy. The reason why you ain't doing it is because you're lazy. No, that's not the reason. That's not a good enough assessment.
Okay. Anybody else got anything they want to?
I agree.
And
pardon me, BA, if I'm loud, brother.
No. Repeat that last part again, though. That last part of when people say that they think they're lazy is because of what? Repeat that for me.
When people say, look, it's like a freestyler, brother.
Understood. But I think you said something like, if people say that you're lazy just because you're lazy. That I think you said something along those
No,
lines.
no,
Something like that.
No, not because you late. If people just say that you're lazy, that is not nuanced enough to really get at the core of what's really going on. Hence, if we so just to say, you're lazy, meaning it prevents us from looking deeper at what the etiology or the origin of what we're calling lazy is, because lazy is something that people say about, is a characterization. It means it's in you, and you are the reason why you're lazy, and you're lazy. It's calling them a name. It's labeling them something that they, and it's not really looking at what the real issue is. It's not looking at it in a very nuanced way. It's not looking at it and say, you know what, this child might be depressed. You know how many children I work with, how many adolescents I work with, and they're really depressed and their parents are calling them lazy? You understand how many people are really dealing with trauma? How many people are really dealing with anxiety issues? How many people are really dealing? I'm talking about for real. I've never met people who really are just lazy for being lazy. And many times we, as parents and grown-ups, we don't really have the patience to really see what is going on with you. And that's why suicide is at a high level as we started off, because nobody is talking to anybody, and we like to say things like you lazy. That's it. Like, for example, one of my sons, I would never call him lazy. He has a different personality than my other son. My other son is like a damn jackrabbit. My other son is chill. That's his personality. And I'm not going to beat that out of him. He's going to do what he does, how he does, and he'll find his way, just like my other son. To some degree, everybody can balance out. The one son, he can go to sleep some damn time. My other son can wake. Oh, he wakes up all the time. But nonetheless, everybody can grow. But there's strengths in all of that.
No doubt. Anybody else wanted to answer to that? I'm kind of rushing it because the hour is getting late.
Because we spent 40 minutes on warm-up.
Yeah.
You should have said something, man. You should have said something, Justin.
This is the bulk of the conversation right here.
He went right back.
Hey, look.
I told him go straight to the meat.
Hey, look. I think this is a good start. This topic right here brings it out, man. You know what I mean? It brings it out. You know what I mean? It brings out a lot of perspective.
Let me fill Dr. Star in.
Go ahead.
My bad, Joe. My bad. So, Doctor, we was fussing about, it was Tariq Nasheed versus this dude Myron, right? And Tariq is basically like he FBA, and he real staunch on African Americans, right? And so the dude Myron is I think Sudanese or Somali dude, and his parents moved over here, and Myron loves to call black people lazy and say, it's not the system that's holding y'all back. And he was basically saying y'all lazy, and that was the catalyst of our argument. Now, while I will say white supremacy plays a part, we are dropping the ball. We are dropping the ball in some areas. I always use this analogy. There's somebody setting traps for us, and we know this person sets traps because we've been dealing with it for centuries. And it's like we're kind of not noticing the traps or being oblivious to the traps in a way, and kind of falling into the traps more when we know this trapper is out there. Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah, I get you.
We're not showing enough care for watching out for these traps.
No, I get you. 1, 2, 3, 4. I get you. But the problem with that is, first and foremost, whoever Myron is, he needs to chill. And the reason why he needs to chill, because what people do when they're from another country, they come to the U.S. and they try to call other people lazy.
That's true.
And they try to compare you against those who come from other countries to the U.S. when you have to ask them, so what are the people doing in your country? See, it's unfair to compare the people who left those countries would be the hardest workers, quote unquote, in that particular group, who will leave and come there, just like us. People from Black Americans, if they leave this country and they go find another place where they migrate, they're going to be some of the hardest working people of our group. So it's unfair to compare this little segment of their group who migrates here against a whole country of people. But also, it was
very foundational, brother.
And it's all.
I like that comment
Foundational
too.
Black American.
That really helped us make the wrong choices.
No, but to piggyback off what you're saying, because you're right. You're taking segments of people and then they're comparing themselves versus a whole, but we don't know what your whole looks like. So
absolutely,
who's the other people that was not as driven as you? How many of them are there? How many of them are they? How do they operate amongst your hometown and things like that? So no, what you just said that was very spot on. That was very good.
Yeah, and the other, I'm sorry, but your boy go.
Oh no, go ahead, get your leg.
No, I think the other thing is the fact that whoever's Myron and Tariq Nasheed and whatever this conversation is about us being, I think I lost it. Yeah,
what about us being lazy?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Other people do come here from different countries, you know what I'm saying? But there's an image that they've been given about black people even before they come here.
Before they came,
you know what
I
mean, and everybody, and every culture gets an image of black people before they actually come here. So you know what I mean. So rather Hispanics or whatever, when they look at us, they like these lazy goddamn.
We the most.
That's how they look at it.
We are the most industrious African Americans in everything. I'm talking about when you talk about top tier. If you could, all you gotta do is compare. If you want to compare people, compare our top tier against others. And I'm not on that time. But what I'm saying is, you will find it hard to not have African American people at the top, if not the top.
All right,
because when you look at that statistics, that's what I'm saying. We gotta look at this stuff statistically. And so that stuff is skewed.
Well, family. I think we
One more thing, Barry. One more thing. I gotta ask him this question. So,
go ahead, man.
Is there a cutoff at any point when it comes to someone, let's say the youth or whatever the case may be, and like, does everyone need a diagnosis? Like, I have to go through every single thing that could be possibly wrong with you before I say you might not have a willingness to work, without saying that word. Like, how far do we go down until we just? That's just what they are.
I think that
before you get labeled lazy.
Yeah, I think that we was actually doing a something called the zero murder rate movement before, and we was talking about how a lot of our young people have, you know what I mean? Say it again.
Yeah, you just do. Go ahead, brother. Speak your mind. You did it first. Go ahead, talk to me.
Oh, you said I did it?
Yeah, you about to say you were saying whatever you were saying. You went through this first. Go ahead. Speak your mind.
Oh, no. I was just gonna say that and our whole thing is that a lot of most of our people had some type of problem. Whether it was like they've been sexually abused, they've been they've been physically abused, or they had some substance abuse problem that they actually had. And so before, a lot of times we give them these jobs, they will have to go through training first. They would have to get to be able to get counseling, and they would have to be able to, some of them had to go to rehab in order to get themselves together, in order to be able to get some of the jobs and all. Because that's some of the problems right now that we actually have, is that people don't, you hear people complain all the time, man, they were supposed to be here at 9:00, but they don't show. They don't show because they got a drug problem or they got an alcohol problem. When
somebody has a drug problem, when somebody has an alcohol problem, know that they have a mental health problem or a trauma,
right?
A traumatic problem. People just don't become strung out for the most part for no reason at all. It's people trying to cope. And I did not understand that completely. I did not understand the idea of self-medicating for real. I heard the term, but it's different when you begin to work with people who are struggling with those issues. You really get to see that the drinking is just a symptom of the deeper issue. And to answer my dear brother's question is, and I'm going to be a little facetious with the way I say this, some people are too lazy to have the patience to work with these type of population. But I'm not going to call it lazy. I'm going to call it, some of us are better suited to have the patience for our people. I understand even the frustration and why you want to call somebody lazy, because you want to see them do better. So I understand that. But at the same time, you may not be best prepared. Just like a father who's upset at their child and they just start calling them lazy all the time, lazy. And like that, and they in your mind, you think that's going to help. But all it does is perpetuate and compound the trauma. So the reality is, for those of us who struggle and we got to say something and we want to ask for how long, every person is different.
Sometimes they do be being lazy.
No,
you know what I mean? I'm just saying.
No, Jabbar, they're not. They have an issue.
No. See. Hold on. Let me explain what I'm talking about. Let me explain what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Let me explain what I'm saying, because see, we're talking about generalities here. We're not talking about individuals. See, we cannot cast a whole net on a whole group of people calling them lazy. I'm gonna have a problem with that. There's no way you can do that. But if you're talking about on an individual level, we can talk about how do you get more motivated, or you just find out what is that person's thing, what's that jam. Sometimes we want our children to be like us.
No, I hear what you're saying. I was just talking about on the individual level. You know what I mean? I can say myself, where I know I was supposed to take the trash out, and I was supposed to come in and clean up the bathroom.
It ain't gonna change.
But it ain't gonna change. I'm just saying,
it ain't gonna change.
I'm saying is sometimes,
but it's not going to change.
You know what I mean? You come in.
How old are you? How old are you?
No, what I'm saying is sometimes you come in.
How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 49.
Guess what? You're gonna always struggle with
change, man.
No.
How long you been doing it?
No, I mean I take the trash out.
I'm talking about what are you?
I'm talking about when I was
change, guy.
Younger.
No. What I'm saying is okay.
What I'm saying is the children are times. I mean, I hear what you're saying in general about
general.
People need counseling. They need certain things. You know what I'm saying? Because but I'm talking about there are times with children in the house and they don't feel like doing stuff. They might leave the dishes in the sink. They might do certain things. You're like, come on, man.
Some people
stop being lazy. Stop being lazy.
Okay, and then people get saying that. Let's talk about relations. This is the worst thing about relationships, because you get married to that woman, or that woman get married to that man, and then people, other people get married to each other, that type of thing. But at the end of the day, when you come in there and that person does not clean up after themselves every day, and the other partner look at them like they lazy, and you think that somehow that's going to change. It's not lazy. Some people's level of tidiness is different. Some people aren't. That's not the highest thing on their priorities. People are different. Some people don't take out the trash every day. Some people gonna forget to take the trash out every day. Some people you have to tell to take the trash out. Then some people gonna be self-starters. You a self-starter. You a self-starter. So you one of the deadliest type of people. Dangerous people. I'm sorry. They're one of the dangerous people when you talk to somebody else, because people like you and people like me and people like these brothers on this live right now, because lots of times we think because we got this ambition and we got this conscientiousness about us that we think that other people can do it. That's not their strength. But I guarantee you they got strengths in other places and other areas that we don't have. And they can call us lazy as well. A lot of those people who are into art and stuff like that, they think differently. They don't even operate like we operate. They do things a little. They might not take. I'm not trying to put no thing on them, but the beautiful art that they bring about is different. They might not take the trash out for weeks, but they in there on that trumpet.
Oh, they young enough. They're gonna take that trash out.
Well. Again, what I'm saying is, when they move out your house, you better believe that thing might not change. And that woman that you have that you think,
but a lot of time it does change when they move out your house. When they get their own, they do become more. They're like, whoa, wait a minute, and they do wind up keeping their house clean. But the only thing is, because when they stand with their parents, a lot of times their parents start looking out for them and start, you got the stats on that, making up for them. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man, we know.
No, you got the stats. A lot
of times people get their own stuff. They take care of their own stuff better than they do
They will take care of their own stuff better. But what about that woman?
What about that woman? They learn from you telling them, hey, get up. I need you to go clean up. I need you to go do this right here. Hey, stop being lazy.
But I'm just saying. But I'm going to tell you, most people, if you ain't an orderly person right now, Jabari, you ain't gonna become an orderly person. I'm not sure if you orderly. I'm just gonna let you know you 50-something years old. If you like putting stuff in corners and you a clutter butt and all that, you're gonna be one. We gonna fight your wife and y'all gonna fight back and forth forever, but it ain't gonna go away.
Anyway, family, let's get ready to get up out of here.
Do you think there's anything that black people are being lazy about that's important?
Hold on, before we answer that question, we're gonna have to say that.
As a whole.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, my bad. We gotta get off.
You're gonna have to
give him 1, 2. Hold on, we gonna have to stop here because that's gonna be another 15 minutes.
Let me
right
just
there.
answer that one.
Can you do it?
No, I'm not. I'm gonna be short. So look, I think it's very difficult, and I ask us to really question anybody who casts a wide generalization on a whole group of people. You understand? I ask you the question and ask them, where's the data? Where's the data? Because if you don't have the data, it's just feelings. And there might be something that I can't call black people as a whole lazy. You would not hear it. It's not. I think it's impossible to prove. You can't prove it. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that you cannot scientifically support the notion that black people are lazy. You know the people who tried to support that black people are lazy? It's called white people. Yeah. And they called you black. And you know what the characteristics of black is? Lazy, phlegmatic, dirty. So I'm not going with that shit. Excuse me. Pardon.
I mean, hey, in general, like I said, I'm with you. I'm with you with that. Definitely.
I agree.
Definitely.
We're not lazy. We're not lazy.
Definitely. Well, family, it's been a good one. Don't try to ask another question. BA, no, don't you do it. Don't ask another question. All right. But yeah, man.
We know how long it takes to grow a beard.
Yeah, the brother need a beard. He need his beard back, man. You know, he's but man, hey, thank y'all for joining us tonight. We'll be back with y'all next week. And you know, we're gonna keep on growing and glowing, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. Or the beginning of the morning, top of the morning, or whatever it is. But y'all have a good one. We'd like to say peace.
They got me in here sweating, bro.
Peace to the family.
Peace, family.
All right, peace out, family. Peace out, fam.